What's going on, everybody? It's Kevon again. We back with another video on the basic course, and we're actually nearing the end of this, so happy about that. But today's video topic is going to be fundamental and technical analysis. So pretty much we're going to go over the different market tools for making your market analysis on price. I'll say that. You always deny me on first one. So fundamentals. So our fundamentals is going to be our news analysis, our economic reports, and other overall macroeconomic. So macroeconomics is a branch of economics that is concerned with large scale or general economic factors. So many of these factors affecting an economy consist of interest rates, taxes, government spending, inflation, government debt, GDP, unemployment rate, and political stability. So all of these can play a factor and do play a factor in how strong or weak a currency is. And, depending on how strong or weak a currency is, determines if we want to enter sales or buy. So it's important that we know the fundamental and macroeconomics of the countries that we're trading. So that way we're able to make the best trade possible using logic and not just how we feel about things, right? This is supposed to, I'll say that again. So fundamentals is part of market analysis that involves news and economic reports involving the country. Once again, because apparently I feel the need to reiterate that. So technicals. Technicals is the part of analysis that involves looking at the charts and identifying things like support, resistance, chart patterns, candlestick formations, different things like that that are actually involved in looking at the chart specifically, right? So support is a price level where a downtrend can be expected to pause due to concentration of demand or buying interest, right? So let's just say you see price coming down. Support will be like this level where you'll see price come back up because people have lost that selling interest or now interested in buys, right? Where the term comes by the dip a little bit, right? So the dip would stop at support. So resistance is the price level at which price of an asset meets pressure on its way up, right? And starts to either slow down and grow a number of buys, or you see sellers enter the market and start to reverse price, right? So resistance is that zone that price has a difficulty breaking to the upside through, right? So example, resistance is price is trending up, comes here and it just keeps bouncing, having difficulties to bounce through that level there. So fundamental analysis. Our fundamental analysis is our part of market analysis that involves looking into news and economic reports involving a country, right? So there are many sites you can gather this information from, and we will go over just a few of those sites that I personally use to bring together my market analysis when it comes to fundamentals. And I want you to listen, because how we use these economic reports and these news reports and other general reports give us a lot of key detailed information on how we're going to trade that day or how we're going to trade that pair in those coming days or weeks, or, So with the impacting, some of these words can be a tongue twister. So with these impacting economic reports, you're able to get an idea where price is going, right? Which is very key in this game, because what we're doing is we're trading off where we think price is going to go. So we want to use any tool available to us that's going to benefit us in our case, in our work of trying to speculate where these price movements are going to go. So one of the main sites that I like to use is Forex Factory. So when it comes to my fundamental analysis, Forex Factory is a go-to. The reason being is Forex Factory provides me with an easy to read kind of layout of a lot of the economic reports that involve different countries, and also has a very laid out system that makes it not only easy to read, it gives you details on things, and we're going to go check that out here in a second. But 4-ounce factory lays out the type of impact the economic report will have, and it does that in 3 different folder structures, from yellow to green to yellow, orange, and red, right? So you know the different variations on how a red folder may have a heavy impact, and you may see price move or jump due to that impact. In the yellow folder, that economic report may come out with it being a low impact folder, and you may not see price move at all, right? So this site provides key details on reports and what figures the reports has released previously. So you'll see on the site that it has a list of what was forecasted previously for this economic report and how the numbers actually came out, as well as it has a new forecast for whatever economic report is coming out that day or that week. And they'll have a figure for what it expects, or what the expectation for that number to come out as, right? So the key thing is it shows you what its forecasted numbers are and reported to be, with numbers actually come out and what the numbers actually come out to be, right? So this, combined with the details of the currency, will likely this with the details of what the currency will likely do, right? Just bring in that overall picture and help you get an insight or direction of that. So let's pull up Forex Factory really quick. All right, boom. And today is Monday. So with it being Monday, let's just let's see, it shows us the date, right? Also shows us the time of release. And sometimes you got to double check because the time will get messed up. At least I know it does for me. So you would just click on this time, enter your time zone or wherever. I'm Central Time. So save, and just make sure it's calibrated. So you want to make sure that when you're doing this, just go back home. I didn't click on this. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that your time is matching the actual time that you are looking at your home. So as we see, we got the time. We also have what currency pair is going to affect the impact. So these are the impact folders that I was talking about earlier. So your yellow folders are going to be your low impact. Your orange folders are going to be your heavier to mild impact, and your red folders are going to be your heavy impact folders. So with these red folders, 9 times out of 10, you can likely expect some sort of price fluctuation or movement when these folders drop, right? Let's go back here. So you also have sites like FX Street Daily, FX.com, and MarketWatch.com. And all these are beneficial sites when it comes into looking into news reports and just gathering general information over that currency pair, or what that currency is doing, or how the economy is doing. So what we'll do is we'll take a few looks at that. Let's go to FX Street first, right? So head on over to FX Street, and one of the main things like we see as soon as we open up here, Euro USD regains the upside, advances above 1.1200, right? So you'll see it'll give you a nice little title. It gives you information on what this article is about. Oftentimes they'll give you a chart with different SMAs, things like that, different things that these traders or these authors view as key focal points in what's going to have a overlying effect on that price movement, right? So you'll see it gives you a lot of key information, what economic reports may be coming out, what numbers were previously, how the economy is doing. One thing I like to do is I go to news. So for pairs I trade GU a lot. So I will head to GU, and you see you'll have on average 2 or 3 articles a day that you're able to just go back or wake up in the morning and read those articles and just kind of get a sense for how the market is being portrayed or what others are seeing in the market right now. So if we look here, we got GU reclaims 1.3400 amid an improved market mood and USD weakness, right? So it'll give you key talking points, and you see these articles just provide you with good information that could be useful when it comes to trying to figure out what direction you want to swing in this. Daily FX is literally The reason I list them all in the same PowerPoint because I literally get the same thing from all of them. Now they all do have different traits, different little things that you can branch off of or piece off of. Like you see with when it comes to daily effects, they have a kind of trader. I like to call them like trader meters, right? So it's showing you what direction is most traders or the traders that they at least surveyed are swinging, right? So when you look at Euro USD, you see most people are long, right? So when it comes to long or short, long means you're buying, right? Short means you're selling. We'll go over that later, but different things like that. What I like to do is go to market news. I'll either go down to real-time news and just read a couple of things going on here, or I'll go to forecast, right? So you see you got the euro, gold, US dollar. So I'll go to read full article and I'll read the US dollar outlook. Hawkish Fed has markets eyeing NFPs, RBAs, ECBs, and BOEs, right? So this is an interesting article I would like to read. So I'm actually going to come back and read through this, see what this article is talking about, right? But you see, it gives you different articles over different things, gives you different charts, just giving you an overall better understanding of not only the pair, but what's going on with that economy as a whole. Market outlook, it's pretty much the same thing. You're able to get some good articles out of here, comes to US market, European market, things like that, right? So pretty much in Market Watch is the same thing, guys. Like I'm getting just acquainted with information. Like we are in a financial market, so it's important to keep up on financial things, like what's going on in different markets and different sectors with our job, unemployment, taxes. Excuse me. All of these things are important when it comes to understanding us getting a grasp of where do we want to see price go, or where do we potentially see price going based on the information that we're gathering from both our fundamental analysis and our technical analysis, right? So let's just go back here. So technical analysis. Our technical analysis is going to be the part of our market analysis that involves looking at the chart and breaking down factors like support, resistance, chart patterns, candlestick formations, and details based purely off price and price previous movements. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So let's open up TradingView here. So let's open up TradingView here, right? So when it comes to technical analysis, this is your technical analysis, right? When it comes to things like identifying your support, right? So we see support was defined as a level where you'll see price hesitate, right? When moving from a previous downtrend, right? You'll see price hesitate at these levels and either reverse from these levels or at least rebound before breaking through. So we see this level is acted as a strong level of support, giving us multiple touches without a breakthrough, multiple touches, and price just hasn't really had the strength to really break through, right? We're also seeing a level of resistance, several levels. So if we look here, we see price came to this level, rejected off, came to this level, rejected off. Now price can break above or below like resistance or support zones. Like these zones are not a have all be all. But what you'll understand is I won't say 9 times out of 10, but oftentimes more than likely less than some. You'll have where price that has acted as a previous resistance, once price has been broken above, becomes support, right? So we look here, resistance, broke above it, became support, right? Came up here, created another resistance level, right? Boom, breaks back below, makes a resistance, bounces above this resistance, but we see it retests this same resistance now. So this previous resistance had came support, and we see price did reject from this level to the upside. So when it comes to different factors in understanding technical analysis, we're going to go through that. That's going to be more so in our beginner's course and our intermediate course, that we really start to break down the whole aspect of a chart, different things like support zones, support levels, chart patterns, channels, things like that. TradingView. Okay, next slide is talking about TradingView. So this is TradingView, right? So this is the main tool you'll see not only me, but a lot of other traders use when it comes up to marking up their charts. And we'll have a more detailed explanation of this, but TradingView just has a lot of tools, like when it comes to indicators, once we go over that, things like your relative strength index, your MACD, your average true range. You also have a lot of tools you can use, like your Fibonacci retracement. That's pretty much the only one I use there. But you see, you have a lot of these different drawing tools that just allow you to really interact with the chart on a more personal level, like really be able to dig deep, dig into the fine details. Long tools, short tools, so calculate your pips for you. Things like that. Just a lot of tools in essence to make trading a lot simpler or a lot easier when it comes to marking up, right? So that is the sum of this video when it comes to our fundamental and technical analysis. So if you're in a course, head on over to the basic course, fundamental technical analysis. Coursework, answer these, quick, simple questions, just to make sure you have an overall, like we always say, it's not only about studying the material, it's about remembering it, right? It's about having that recognition, having that ability to not only teach yourself, but to teach others, right? Once you have the ability to really teach others, you really have the ability to say, what you're talking about, right? So go ahead and do that. And hey, that makes for another video, guys. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace.